Welcome to our virtual programming for Hanover Township Senior Center, and I am doing today folded card making, and it's very similar to the postcard making video that I did last time, and I think you're going to like this. So this is using things that you have around the home. You can improvise and use what you have, but I wanted to give you a few ideas on how to go ahead about making folded cards. And this is a document that you can download off of our website, and it has everything you'll need, list and process and templates and things like that. So here we go. So my idea was to reach out to friends and family with cards that I've made myself, because I get a lot of them from my artist friends, and these are a few samples that my artists have sent me, and that influenced me to create this video today for you. So these are very pretty. Some of them are from professional artists, and I thought, well, why not? Why can't we do it too? So I created a simple size with a standard number 6 3/4 inch envelopes, and those are here measured 3 and 63 inches, 3.63 inches by 6.5 inches. I wanted to use a standard size envelope because that's what most of us have hanging around our house. So I measured that, and then I created a template for those to make a single fold card and a double fold card. And what that means is a card that folds once, or a card that folds twice, like this, and opens up so you have more room to work in and gives you a little more playroom to do things. So what I did is I played around with different kinds of cardstock and copy paper. Copy paper is just what we use in our printers, and cardstock is stronger and thicker, and it depends on what you want to do and how much you're putting into your cards, how many layers and what kind of papers you're gluing onto it. So you need to decide whether you want something that's a little more flexible or something a little more rigid. And I kind of like the cardstock best for certain reasons, for different cards. This one was one I just drew with some markers, and it gave me a nice sturdy surface to draw on and color on. It did leak through a little bit, but I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not going for perfection again here, and I think that you should do what you have and work with what you have, rather than trying to make it perfect. So this is another one, a single fold card, and I used some clip art from the ads and stuff that we get in the mail, and just a little fun playing around with different things. So what am I using? Let me show you. I've got, again, old cards, some junk mail, and some things. I got lots of scraps that I pull from my stash of scraps that I keep handy. Ads from the mail for grocery stores, hardware stores. There's some really pretty pictures in here too. It can kind of spur your imagination. But what I really like lately for these folded cards are magazines. And some of my favorite magazines are gardening or travel magazine, because they have these gorgeous, gorgeous pictures. And you can get a lot of beautiful things from these. So that's what I'm going to show you today, is how to create with whatever you have around the house. And so for the single folded card, which I made here, here's a couple more, and all these samples are in my instructions that are, again, PDF file on our website. I made a template for the single fold card, and this would be folded along this fold line. And then I created this template, which is one of the pages on our PDF file, and this is the size of the card here. So I created this template out of something stiffer like cardstock, or you could use a cereal box, and cut that out so you can trace around it to get the proper size for your card on either the copy paper or the cardstock. And then I also use it for when I'm creating images for my cards. So I took a piece of a page from one of the magazines, and I traced around it and was able to cut this out. So this is going to go on the inside of one of my cards here, because I think it's really nice to have something really pop when you open up. And then I found a magazine page with a garden idea, and that's going to go on the front. And then I made some letters on a piece of scrap paper, and that's just going to go in here, thinking of you. And the way we do this is with glue sticks, and you make sure you glue everything and paste it down well. And I use palette paper on my tabletop to keep from getting glue all over the table, and it just makes cleanup nicer. If you do not have palette paper, again, you can use wax paper. So you want to make sure you get the edges glued down really well. And this is why, because I go over to the edge, and that's why I get sticky all over. And then I'm just going to glue it on the front side of my card. And I use a bone folder to push it down and get it nice and flat and even and no wrinkles this way. It's pretty quick and easy. So then I will also go in and finish gluing this page on the inside and my lettering, my little note inside, so that I can be, that will make a complete card. So I also want to show you some ideas for the double fold card. And the reason I came up with two different kinds of cards is sometimes you want a little more layering to be done. So these are some samples I did. This one says social distancing, ain't no picnic, let's make up for lost time. And I'm sorry, so this summer, let's make up for lost time. So I just took some magazine and some newspaper ad pictures and put them together to create a silly card, something that you could send to your friends. And then this one is while we are staying safe inside, I'm dreaming of summer days and watching the kids play and catch up with you again. So something thoughtful to send to your friends. And then this is a double fold card, but I wanted to give it a little more strength on the cover because it was a little bit floppy. So I simply glued the first flap down, and now it's just a single fold, but in reality it's got the 3 levels like this does. Other ideas is I found this beautiful landscape of a garden, and I just thought it would be really pretty as the inside of a note, so that when your friends open it, you can write a note to your friend's name, and then on the inside write them a little thoughtful note. And that was really quick and easy. And then this one, just thinking of you, and I found some pretty pictures, and then I wanted to extend the wow factor by putting the really pretty things on the inside, and that kind of gives them a nice surprise. So the same thing with the triple fold. I have a template, and this gives you the measurements here. It's 6 inches wide by 9 3/4 inches, and then these are the 2 fold lines to make it a double fold card. Here's my template. I use it and trace around this one is copy paper. I use a marker to trace around it, and then you cut on the inside of the lines so that they don't show. And then you'll have your card, and you fold them along the fold lines. You can take a pencil and indicate the fold lines here so you know, and then I'll gently fold it and then use my bone folder to crease it really nice and sharp so that it folds flat. And then again, I use my template, this, and then traced around an image that I like, and that makes it easier to find where you want to be placed, the picture placed on your card. So one thing that I do also before I draw the lines is I hold my template behind the page, and then I look through the page through the light so I can see the outlines from the back side, and then I kind of guess when I put it back in here, just so I can know exactly what I'm placing my template on, so I can see what I'm cutting out. And then I will cut this out again on the inside lines, and then add that to the inside page. And then I've also made another template. This is just for the final folded size so that I can cut out pieces. Like this one was going to go on the front, and this one on the inside, and will lap over so that when it's folded, it will be similar to this one. So this one here's the front, and then I can take this page, this template, and put up my page to cut out this image, so that when you open it, you have this, and then open it up to the full size page like this one. So it's pretty easy. I think you need to be sure that you glue things down well. If there's any overlap, I would use your scissors and cut off the edges after you glue it, and that makes it nice and even. You want to make sure that it fits inside your envelopes. So you're going to close it all up and then test it inside your envelope to make sure it fits. If it doesn't fit, you can trim off the side edges here. You can also make sure that it's well creased and folded with your bone folder, and if you don't have a bone folder, you can use your pencil. Same kind of principle like that. It just helps a lot. So the list of supplies are on my sheet here on the PDF file. You're going to need simple things like glue and markers and crayons. I use a simple glue stick. You might want to use a ruler, some really good sharp scissors, and just have fun with it and enjoy yourselves and spread the love with little cards, little thoughtful cards that you make yourself.